Slash, the Roller Queen, formerly entangled with Anarchy, now bewitched by the mysterious spiders in the Arena Eternal, Slash commands the battlefield with immense speed and style. Let's take a look at how best to use her, how to be as effective as possible with her here in Quake Champions. As is standard for all the light champions, Slash spawns with a minuscule 125 health and no armor, out of a maximum 100 health and 50 armor. In order to play her well, finding some armor or mega health is your #1 priority upon spawning. In order to do that consistently, we've got to use her special movement ability, Crouch Sliding, to grab those items fast. Second, you'll need to be very careful with the fights you choose to take. One good rocket or rail from your opponent and you're completely crippled as Slash. Finally, don't be afraid to get aggressive with Slash once you're all stacked up. She can turn corners on people incredibly fast, and even the best players will have difficulty even getting hits on you if you utilize her speed to its fullest. Let's quickly run down how to take advantage of crouch sliding, but if you're looking for a more complete breakdown of the technique, take a look at my crouch sliding guide linked here. Crouch slides are initiated right when you transition from being airborne into being grounded, so you must first jump before you can begin crouch sliding. The trick here is to press and hold crouch right before your feet touch the ground. The closer you are to hitting crouch at that last possible millisecond, the longer your slide will last. If you hit crouch really early during the jump, your slide is not going to last very long, if it even triggers at all.
Let's look at the fun.
So, your first thing to practice is that timing. Once you're used to hitting and holding that crouch button late, you'll know you're sliding by your gun tilting sideways and hearing that scrape sound effect of your skates grinding along the ground. The next thing to do is to hold forward along with either left or right, your choice. Then, move your mouse rapidly in the direction that you're strafing and watch your speed increase hundreds of UPS per second. Remember, shallow turns are not going to work here. They used to in the past, but not anymore. Your turns need to be sharp. You gotta be moving your mouse even more rapidly than you would with a CPM champion like Sorlag or Anarchy in most strafing situations. It's also possible to release the forward key and only hold left or right when performing a crouch slide. However, the arc that you take on the ground is going to be a lot tighter because of it. You can use this to make last-second adjustments to your ground trajectory or to sort of curve away from your intended direction before swapping strafe directions towards where you actually want to go. It's almost like winding up for a circle jump where you look away from where your intended direction and then you have more room to swing that mouse towards where you actually want to go. Next up, you gotta know that the height of your fall before hitting the ground has a marked difference upon the duration of your slide. For example, if you jump in order to perform your crouch slide, you can only go a short distance. However, if you jump from a high distance, when activating that crouch slide, your maximum duration multiplies. Keep this in mind to keep yourself as fast as possible between your fights. Finally, activating that active ability Plasma Trail is going to increase your speed cap to exactly 900, and the rate at which you can achieve that speed from 0 is unmatched by any other champion in the game, if we ignore universal boosting techniques like rocket jumping. Now that we know how to move effectively with Slash, let's start thinking about our actual strategy with her. As alluded to previously, your starting health is rather low. The only thing you can do to make yourself not completely helpless off your respawn is to prioritize armor pickups, mega health, and heavy armor. Slash is the weakest of the 3 current light champions from a survivability perspective, and as such has an utter reliance upon these health pickups. To compare, Anarchy can overheal himself for 50 at the press of a button. Nyx can become invincible at the press of a button. All you can do is flip people off as you get popped off by a rocket, so all you can do is prioritize those major items as hard as you humanly possibly can if you want to survive. But you gotta remember, and this is critical, major items spawn every 30 seconds, armor pickups take 30 seconds, health pickups only take 15. Stop playing games and use that knowledge to your advantage to control the healing items that you need. I found that more often than not, Slash needs to be played in a really polarizing way. Start off with focusing on her mobility and the railgun, machine gun, or even the rocket launcher in some situations to deny position from your enemies and get as much chip damage as you can. Your goal is to abuse your high speed and small hitbox to make it as hard as possible for your opponent to score significant damage on you. Once you found an opening though, abusing your speed to get in there fast and bully people is very powerful and is defining of successful Slash play. Slash is great for forcing you to learn the major fundamentals of the game because if you don't, you're gonna die constantly while not accomplishing much of anything at all. Ebb and flow, passive and aggressive, hoard items, and push when the time is right. Learning when the time is right though, that's the hard part. You'll only get there with experience. The thing that sets Slash apart though is her acceleration. The rate at which she can go from over 700 UPS is fantastic, and her ability rules for capitalizing on your opponent's positioning errors, specifically in duel. If you notice your opponent in the wrong position at the wrong time, stealing a major item from them that they've left up is only a button press away if you're skilled enough. If you get to a major item or power up early, you can of course use the offensive portion of your plasma trail to lay an indiscreet trap in that area. Just know that once you press the button, it takes your trail 6 seconds before it automatically detonates. Using this knowledge, you can set a trail up very early on an objective, warding the other team from grabbing it right away. You can of course detonate the trail manually, but in this use case, duration is really worth quite a lot. You don't need to wait until 2 seconds before an item spawns to use your ability. Hit that button right around a minute 54 on the first quad damage of a map, and you're nearly guaranteeing that it will belong to your team. Otherwise, if you're just playing Team Deathmatch, use Plasma Trail liberally. There's not really any magic situation to speak of in TDM where it really works better than anywhere else apart from what we've just discussed. I usually am just gonna pop this ability on cooldown whenever I'm playing Slash because it doesn't really make much of a difference anyways. It increases your ground walk speed from 320 to 400, so 80 strafing is a little bit better, but really, it's not amazing like other people's abilities are. Plasma Trail's even great if you're on the back foot in a fight, since it essentially makes a wall between you and your opponent. You forcibly make space between you and them, which could potentially be very helpful. As long as you're making sure not to blow your ability right before a major item spawn, don't feel bad about mashing it whenever you feel like it. The cooldown is short enough, and hourglasses are plentiful enough that it barely even matters. Squeeze whatever value out of it that you can. Slash really needs every ounce of value from this ability in order to stay competitive in TDM. Apart from all that, it's important to recognize just how hard it is to truly be a great Slash player. Sure, it might be easy to hit bridge to rail with her on a whim if you have a split second to set it up, but being able to hit those big jumps in stride without breaking up any of your movement speed is critical to finding success with this champion. Practicing Slash, learning routes throughout each map that you can take, is going to be more complex for her than most other champions in the game. Prepare to spend a lot of time in custom matches with her if you have that Champions Pack, in order to fully acclimate to the crazy things she can do. If you don't have the Champions Pack though, it's hard to recommend Slash because you're going to have a lot of difficulty training with that crouch slide in a controlled and safe environment. Abuse her small hitbox and high speed, and style on your opponents with superior fundamentals. Slash gives a no quarter to the unpracticed player, but those willing to think hard while going fast are sure to find success with this champion. Anyways everyone, that'll just about do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that this video has inspired you to try Slash out for yourself. If you have any questions or sweet strategies with Slash, please leave them down below. I try to read every single comment, so please, fire away. For more videos like this, please consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon so you don't miss any guides as they're released. I also stream on Twitch many days every week, and I look forward to seeing you guys there. Either way, I'll see you all very soon, and hopefully some of you at QuakeCon as well. The next few major videos are going to be a Galena guide as well as a Keel guide, so be on the lookout for those in the coming weeks.